Story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Warner Anderson as Matthew Swain, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, and Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie.
Jealousy of George Anderson has provoked a terrifying reflex from his wife, Julie, and a desperate call for help from her shattered home.
Operator, help me. Get me Rossi, Dr. Michael Rossi.
One moment, Mrs. Anderson. I'll connect you with Dr. Rossi's answering service.
Please, there's been an emergency. Please, you've got to reach him.
I had my doubts about doing it in style clam chowder.
You missed the tomatoes.
Not a bit. Not a bit. I like the clam chowder, but my heart belongs to the cook.
Allison should be getting home.
What is it, Connie?
That's nothing.
You seem like a different person since we were...
I don't need to be. Let's just say it was one of those days.
All right, let's say it. But last night followed one of those days, and we didn't seem to care about it, did we?
No?
If I were to kiss you now, your eyes would be on the door. Your mind would be somewhere else.
Mike, please, be patient with me.
Tell me about it.
Well, it wasn't just one of those days. It was a very upsetting day. Eli Carson came to my shop. He talked about Elliot. Like there's so much you don't know about Peyton Place.
I want to learn.
Hello? Yes, he is. It's your exchange.
Hello? Yes? Well, when? Yes, I see. Yes, I'll call him right away, thank you.
How did they know you were here?
They call Laura Brooks, and she... Hello, this is Dr. Rossi. Yes. Well, when did this happen? Well, listen, please... Well, just... Please try and stay calm. I'll come right over. Yes, right away. There's been some trouble at the Andersons.
Julie. Did he hurt her?
It wasn't Julie, Connie. George is hurt. I couldn't tell from what she said over the phone.
Oh, Julie.
I'll call you, love.
Oh, hello, Dr. Rossi.
Oh, hello, Allison. How was your movie?
Oh, it was fine, except the ending was so sad. Did you ever fight with Dr. Rossi?
No, of course not.
Men don't just storm out over nothing.
He's a doctor, Allison. He had an emergency call. Did you like the movie?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a strange thing to say.
Well, I enjoyed it, but I'm just not sure whether I liked it. It was one of those endings where he and she's reaching out for him, and just as they touch... Well, I must admit I cried. Funny thing, in movies there's always an ending. A happy one or a tragic one. But in real life, people have to go on living, getting older. They become middle-aged and utterly uninteresting. And still they have to put up with one another.
What you choose when you're young, you have to live with the rest of your life, one way or another. Life isn't romantic.
Isn't it sometimes? Sometimes don't people fall in love and feel romantic? Does that always have to change?
I don't know.
Mother,
It's late, Allison.
I knew you were going to say that. Mother, would this have changed? If he hadn't died, would you still be in love with him?
I hope so. But there's no use wondering. It's past.
What is past, Mother? Don't you live with a memory? A very private memory. You never really told me very much about him.
I've always answered your questions.
If I were to write down everything I knew about him, it wouldn't even fill a page.
What's gotten into you tonight, Allison?
Mother, are you in love with Dr. Rossi? Are you thinking of marrying him?
Why do you ask?
It's a natural question.
Is it? I haven't known him very long.
Oh, I'm not objecting.
To what?
Objecting to you're getting married again. To Dr. Rossi or anyone else.
Well, there's no one else.
Mother, stop treating me like a child.
This doesn't concern you, Allison.
My feelings concern you, and your feelings concern me, and that's the way it should be. See, I'm changing, and everything's changing around me. And I want to understand what's happening. I have to. I must. And you have to let me understand what's happening around me and to me. There's a wall around this house, and I have to look over it. And maybe I have to climb over it. And maybe you do too.
There is no wall around this house.
Oh, yes, there is, Mother. You just told me there is.
Easy, George.
Where's Julie? Julie?
She's right outside.
Julie?
She's right outside. Just relax, George.
Where am I?
You're at the hospital.
Julie?
She called me, George. We brought you down here.
Julie?
Easy, George. Easy, George. There was nothing symptomatic. You be quiet now, nurse. You can take him up to X-ray, please.
Yes, doctor.
I want a complete skull series ready. You better order a lumbar puncture, but no medication until after we study the plates. Oh, doctor?
Yes, Dr. Rossi.
If you're the resident on duty, don't you think you better follow the patient?
Rossi, look, I don't know how to say this. When you brought Anderson in, I didn't have the chance.
Well, what is it?
I'm sorry, but I'm responsible. Your privileges have been suspended. You can't bring a patient here.
Well, it would seem that I already have.
Yes, I know. That's why I... Look, Rossi, I just carry out my orders.
Come on, get to the point.
I called Dr. Morton.
I see.
Rossi, I had to report to Morton.
I understand that, Tom. Anything else?
Yes. Morton told me to tell you that
Go on, say it.
you're not to treat the patient.
All right. Thank you. Well, he's going to be all right. I still have some tests to run, but I think he's going to be fine.
Are you sure, doctor?
No, just about. As a matter of fact, it's not George I'm worried about, Julie. It's you. George is dangerous. He's dangerous to himself. He's a danger to you. I'm going to keep him here tonight and in the morning. I've telephoned Constance Mackenzie. She's waiting for you at her house.
I don't even know Connie that well anymore. I can't go to her house.
She wants you there. I don't want you to be alone tonight. Sit down.
Oh, Doctor,
I have some X-rays to see.
I want to talk to you now.
save you the trouble, Dr. Morton. I brought my patient here because he was in immediate need of medical care, and this was the only hospital that was available. And for your information, I'd do the same again.
For your information, I have assumed full responsibility for George Anderson. While he's in this hospital, Doctor, you're relieved. I'm sure you won't question my authority in this matter.
I question my patient's well-being.
Correction, my patient, as was Catherine Harrington.
I see. Well, we're back to that again.
There's nothing to go back to, Doctor. The only issue here is that you're not privileged in this hospital. I must ask you once more, now, to leave.
And if something goes wrong, will you and Dr. Bradley get together again for one of your secret autopsies?
Oh, see, I must warn you.
I warn you. I'm not through with the Catherine Harrington autopsy. As a matter of fact, I haven't begun yet.
I'm not impressed by your threats.
Or the truth, for that matter. There is truth here, Doctor. The truth about you and Dr. Bradley. The truth about that autopsy. I'm not threatening you, I'm telling you. You're going to hear the truth, believe me. All of it.
Just a minute.
Here. You want me to go in with you?
No.
Listen, Betty, if there's any way I can help you. I'll wait for you.
Hi, Betty. Hello, Allison. Oh, won't you come in? Thank you. How's my mother? Well, she's fine. I mean, considering. Considering what's happened? Battling Andersons. You don't know what you've missed, Allison. No, I guess not. You've never had to lie awake listening to your parents quarreling. I envy you. You shouldn't. You can't quarrel with a photograph. Well, I should get going. Your mother's right upstairs. Thank you. Hello, Rodney. How are you?
I'm okay, Allison. You've missed senior English. I know your class schedule by heart. I still do.
What about your own class?
Oh, I'll take a cut. The dean is very understanding.
He is?
Of course. All I have to say is I cut History 104 because I'm a married man, Dean. Little trouble at home, you see. You see, my father-in-law tried to beat up his wife.
Rodney, don't talk like that.
Okay. Then I'll say I have my own trouble. You see, I'm married, but at the same time, I'm not married. How's that grab you, Dean? Is that enough reason for cutting History 104?
I'll be late for class.
Can I drive you?
No, you better wait for Betty. How'd it happen?
He was drunk.
He's been drunk before.
Not like this. I was afraid he was going to kill me. Betty, your father isn't well.
Now what are you saying?
I'm saying he isn't well.
He's sick?
Oh, yes.
What made him sick?
Many things.
Things, Mother.
First your father, now you, huh?
No, Mother. First you and Leslie Harrington. Isn't that what happened? Well, isn't it?
I went to talk to Les Harrington, to talk to him, because I was concerned about your father, about his business.
The night Rod saw you and his father kissing. And all the other times.
There were no other times, Betty. Now, you've got to believe that.
What difference does it make?
Once was enough. You ruined Daddy's life and you ruined mine.
You can't blame me for what happened to you.
Can't I? You ask Rod. He loved me all summer long, he loved me. Till the night he saw you in his father's arms and he stopped loving me.